What's up? This is Brandon Graves on the Jessica Fury podcast. Check out new episodes every Monday.
Welcome back to the podcast. Today we have Brandon Graves. He's back on the show. And I was like, Brandon, we need to get you back because the last time you were here, we weren't on camera. We were in the room. And I was like, come back onto the show. Mm-hmm. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I don't want being so mindful. I don't want to ask too many questions.
No. Please ask away.
So if you guys don't know who Brandon Graves is, he is with the agency. He is a real estate agent with the agency, and he is also one of the cast members of Buying Beverly Hills on Netflix, and season 2 is out.
Yes.
How is it going?
It's going great. I mean, we had a big splash. We're very happy with what came out. You never know. We don't get to see it before it comes out. So this time we did get to see 2 episodes before it came out, and I was very, very happy and very pleased. So I'm glad that we had a great reception. So we'll see if we get a season 3. Fingers crossed.
I just want to start off the bat by asking, so at the end of season 2, you were selling Kevin's house,
yes,
and Sonica wanted her commission.
Oh, God.
Did she get it?
No.
Did she get a referral?
No. No.
That's like all over the internet.
Yeah, that's the question.
It's like all over. I was like, whoa, this is like a thing.
It's
like all over the internet.
That's the question that's the new question that they ask me when they meet me. They ask me about that still. Yeah.
I was like, this happens all the time in our business. Like, it's so funny. And that's why I was like looking through like the internet of stuff. And I was like, holy shit.
It's everywhere.
This is wild. So let's go back like a year ago. When you came onto the show, you were almost like this brand spanking newer agent in like the field of like luxury and the agency, and you shared this amazing story. You guys will have to check out this episode where Brandon Graves, actually called Leaning In with Brandon Graves, and you spoke so openly and so humbly about your own journey and just like taking your own steps, leaning in with like a lot of confidence. Can you like over that like year and a half span, like update us, like what's going on? How are you doing? Like, what are you working on? Like, give us an update.
I'm still leaning in for sure. Still leaning. And I mean, I'm just still practicing and sharpening my skills every single day. Still trying to build my business and being more comfortable speaking to my clients and trusting my abilities, really. I mean, I think sometimes, speaking for me, I suffered from imposter syndrome because I got, I had a lot of opportunity very fast. And it's like, it took me a while to find my footing in these new spaces that I'm now operating in. So now I feel a lot more settled, a lot more relaxed. My anxiety has settled, and I'm just navigating and trying to navigate this market that we're in. Yeah.
I feel like the anxiety never leaves. You just get like, you understand yourself a little bit more and how to manage your anxiety.
Yeah.
Like that's something that I'm like, oh, okay. Like this is something I'm having anxiety about. Like, let me take a few minutes to myself just to sort of like calm myself down to like help. Do you like have tools or practices or things that you do just to sort of like center yourself either for the day or when you're having like a day? Like when you're just having like, that's the thing in real estate is like, it's not always going to be like the perfect day.
I'm really good at shutting things off, and I'm very intentional about unplugging, especially on the weekends. I turn everything off, and it's just me, my time with me and my boyfriend, or whatever we're doing. Like we shut it off. He has a lot on his plate too, so we take that time to shut it off, and I don't feel bad about it at all. It'll be there when I get back to it.
Yeah.
If it's something that's pressing, then of course I'll handle it. But for the most part, my clients want their weekends as well, so I'm very comfortable with establishing those boundaries. Like, we can talk about this on Monday. I have no problem saying, let's talk about this on Monday. There's nothing happening over the weekend. We can't affect escrow over the weekend. Let's chat about this on Monday.
Yeah. Did you always have those type of boundaries, or which came first, like the boundaries or the business? Like which came first?
The business came first initially, but I had to learn boundaries very quick because I had clients texting me at 11 o'clock at night. Like, okay, this is not going to work. There's nothing I can do for you right now. There's nothing that we can do about anything right now except for like vent. And let's not do that. We can talk about this tomorrow. We can strategize then. But 11 o'clock at night, this is my personal time. To me, it's inappropriate.
So when you were getting things, when you were being approached with things like that and saying that your business came first, were you like, internally, were you like, I need to set some boundary? Or did you take action by talking to someone? Like, what were those steps then you took to be like, this is what my boundaries are. And if you don't mind sharing some of those like specific boundaries, if somebody in a business could be really helpful with.
I'm really good at saying no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I kind of mean when I say no, and that's I've learned to be unapologetic. I guess is what I'm trying to say, and doing that in a respectful way, and just in the event of like speaking to a client, I'm like, I make sure to say, okay, there's nothing we can do about that now, and I'll explain it. Like I'll be happy to address this tomorrow, and then that's like, and that tells them, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't be. Maybe we should be doing this like right now, or like I'll say, oh, I'm at dinner. I'm not gonna pick up the phone. I'll text you back. I'm at dinner. Let's chat about this tomorrow. Not tonight. I'm gonna call you back. Let's chat about this tomorrow. I'm at dinner.
You're kind of like honest and assertive.
Yeah.
It's like this even keel between the both,
Yeah.
even though
I'm
you're
putting the earnest back on them.
Yeah.
Something as simple as that. I'm at dinner. Let's chat tomorrow. End of it.
Yeah.
And they're like, thanks. Have a good night. Thank you. Heart.
Yeah. Thank God for those emojis sometimes.
Yeah.
I know
it just make everything a little sweeter,
I know. I do like a lot of like blow. There's like a blow. There's like one that like blows. So I'm always blowing something. I'm blowing like a heart. I'm blowing like, so then it kind of like takes away whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be like, blowing. That sounds awful, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I have like internal boundaries that I don't tell people. And then I have burned boundaries that if I had to say what it is, kind of like you, like, hey, like I'll get back to you tomorrow. Like I think those things are really important.
Yeah.
And I think it builds your own self-confidence. And a lot of our business is confidence, whether it's confidence that does come with producing sales. But I think it's like a baseline of confidence. And you and I were talking about this, like you do this so well. And I just know this because you were a dancer and you dance on television or theater. Like you were like out there. And when you're a dancer and you're like moving your body, like you cannot lack confidence.
No, it reads.
So I want to hear Brandon's like breakdown of confidence. So what would be like the first of the foremost of like things that help and has helped you with your confidence?
That's a great question. What has helped me with my confidence? I mean, I'm not going to do anything that I don't believe that I can do. Number one, it's like I don't want to do anything that I'm not passionate about. And if I'm passionate about it, that means I believe I can do it. So number one, it always starts with passion. So if I have that, then I know I can do anything or whatever it is that I'm trying to do. As long as I have that baseline of passion, then everything grows from there. As far as my confidence, I guess that kind of summarizes that. But I just believe in myself. Yeah, and I feel like there's so many people out there who doubt us. Like you have to be that number one person for yourself. So I'm never going to tell myself I can't do something that I know I can do or that I've dreamt about, because I've seen so many things like come to pass in my life already that I've dreamt about as a little boy. I'm like, wow.
And it happened?
And I'm living some of it now. And like some of the opportunities that I'm currently navigating, I'm like, wow, this is actually happening. Yeah. So
I think that's cool.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's so fun. It's like a manifestation. That's what it is.
But do you think that, so like with manifestations, and this is like speaking my language, it's like you can want to manifest something, but what is the energy? What are the thoughts that you're putting around those things? Is it like, why isn't it not here? I'm not doing enough. Like, what are those things that then you're doing to help feed that passion that it does come into your life?
I think it's important to align yourself to get to that place. You have to be making careful steps and pivots to get yourself on that path to becoming what that is for you. And a very positive inner dialogue is very important. I had to work through that in therapy, honestly. I used to have a very negative inner dialogue, which prevented me from doing a lot of things. But once I was able to clear that, my entire world opened up. Yeah.
What helps you? What are things that help you when you're like getting yourself centered, or you're having like a day where you're just like, oh, okay, Brandon, let's like connect back in. Like let's believe in yourself again. Like, know that you're here for whatever it is, like your purpose. Like, what are those things that you like start to connect to really just like get you back? Like, I always think like where my feet are to get me back to where my feet are, like being that present to be like that where my feet are, as opposed to like future tripping or having the anxiety of something not being here or having doubt or having fears from things that have already happened in the past. So I'm like, okay, where are my feet? Let me ground myself, like where I'm at right now.
Yeah, exactly. Grounded is exactly where I go to. I think of where I'm from. I think of my family and how I'm like I mean, I am the first person in my family to be living the life that I'm living and to have the opportunities that I've had. And what my goal is to show people where I'm from that you can do whatever you want to do. So I think of those people watching me, and that doesn't put pressure on me. That reminds me to keep thriving and keep going. Does that make sense?
I think that's so nice.
Yeah.
I think especially when you're thinking like either whether it's like a broader scale or just thinking as your family in general, but you're like, I'm also doing this for other people so they can see as an example. Like it's like this very unintentional, intentional energy that you're like putting out for others, which is like, I'm just living my life and I'm just doing things for and I want other people to sort of like
you can do
believe
it
in themselves.
Yeah, you can do it too, whatever it is. That's what I want people to know.
I think that's cool.
Because you can.
But that's a confidence.
The only limitation that we have is ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes when people either perceive real estate or they want to get into real estate, and whether it's in Los Angeles or New York or Miami, I feel like all these big cities have big producers. Like that's sort of what social media has created, that like you could be big producers in Texas, in anywhere. And a lot of times it's like what you wear is a form of confidence. And people coming into the business that are brand spanking new, they're not walking into $20 million listings. You know, most people are not walking into like mommy and daddy giving them, you know, their book of business from their country clubs. You know, they have to start on their own.
Yeah, like me.
Yeah, me too. So it's like, and I'm not from LA, you know, I kind of just came out of nowhere. But I think that like, that's something that really almost holds someone back. Cause it's like, listen, there is a 3-piece Chanel suit that is definitely on my vision board. But I still am able to be confident in everything that I wear. So it's like, even with yourself as someone who is new-ish or in the business, as opposed to somebody who's been in the business for 20 years, it's like, are there things that you find to be that make you most confident in things that you wear? Do you always gravitate toward like one color, like a style? Like what are those things?
I make sure that my personality is reflected in my wardrobe. I feel like when we go into the office, and I love our colleagues, but it's a whole bunch of like the same shit. I'm like, where's the flavor, you know?
What do you mean?
It's just, you know, people, like most of the guys even wear the same shoes. Like the exact same pair of shoes. I forgot what they're called because my boyfriend called it out. It's like all these guys have on the same shoes, and they do.
What are the shoes?
I forgot what
those
they're called.
Vince?
No, they're low top white. They're expensive, but they all have the same shoes. Everybody pretty much has the same.
Wait, they're low top white.
White. I don't know what brand they are. I can't.
Oh, wow.
I have to look them up. But they all have the same shoes.
I'll send you. There's these Vince platforms that a lot of people wear.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to. There's sometimes they have a thick white platform. Yeah. Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah, so there's almost like a wardrobe, and I feel like the more that you're in it, like you can start start morphing into that. I find myself like dialing it back sometimes, like not intentionally. I'm like, you know what? Let's just do this today.
Yeah.
I don't put a lot of weight on it either, because I'm gonna wear what I want to wear. It doesn't really. I mean, I'm always gonna look professional, but I don't believe that you have to dress a certain way to look quote unquote professional.
Yeah.
What's important is me and who I am and the knowledge that I have. And if you as a consumer, if you're putting that weight into me and what I'm wearing, I don't want to work with you anyway. If you're putting all that weight on me about that, you're not my client. You're dismissed. Bye. Like I'm not looking for approval. I'm just not looking for approval. I don't want to fit in anybody's box. I want to be myself. That's good enough. It really is.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
I think that's so good, especially because when you continue to continue to be successful in the business based off of what you've created right now, I think that's going to work so well, because it's like you're going to be able to create your business based off of the business that you want to create.
Yeah.
And that's almost like what people say, like, you surround yourself with people that are like-minded and you create what you want. And I think that's a way of like how people build confidence, by being more, having a little bit more clarity around what they want. Like, I want this, and who they are. Well, I think that takes, I would say, like, in my opinion, I would say to someone, get clear on what you want first, and then start to dial in with parts of yourself and see if it aligns with those. And I think it's because a lot of times people are still working through like this inner mess in one form or another.
Like,
that I just,
it's kind of constant work.
I just think that sometimes, like, you can write things down, and then as you're doing that work, you can revisit those things that you wanted. Like, I want a Bentley SUV. Like, I just think they're really pretty. So it's like, as I continue to do this work, it's still there.
It's still there.
But I'm not.
And there's a new model now.
I'm not driven by it.
Yeah.
I'm not driven by it. But I'm just like, oh, it's so pretty. Yeah. But I'm still able to connect to myself. So I think it could be vice versa. I could be wrong. That's why I said it was my opinion. But I think
it's a personal experience. So it's all about like what you need to do for yourself, you know? Yeah.
Because some people be like, oh, I just want to work for the agency.
Yeah.
Like some people just want to work for the agency. And the reason why they just want to work for the agency is they think that there's all these celebrities and we have all this access to celebrities. Because I see this on social media. I'll see it sometimes on my TikTok, like people responding to my TikTok. And people are like, oh, I want to be with the agency because there's all these celebrities. I'm like, whoa. Like, I saw someone, because I always wear my agency gear. I'm always wearing agency gear. And I talk to people in the Palisades all the time. And people are like, oh, you guys have, someone said this a couple weeks ago in the Palisades. They were like, oh, you guys are everywhere. But they've said you guys have the most access to celebrities. And I was like, oh, like I didn't realize that.
We represent a lot. Did you see that story that Santiago told about Ben Affleck and J-Lo on the show?
No.
So Santiago, he sold Ben Affleck's house in Brentwood for like $27 million. He door knocked and got that listing. He knocked on the door. Ben Affleck answered the door.
Oh, wow.
So he sold it in record time, got them a great price. They wanted him to help them find another house. So they ended up getting that $60 million place cash through Santiago.
I love it. I love that.
Isn't that crazy?
That is
a door knock, though.
I think I heard that.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
I need to be door knocking more. Just don't shoot me, you know?
Yeah.
It's real. We didn't talk about that shit. Anyway, go ahead.
Somebody got shot?
No, but it's like a black man knocking on your door. It's a different experience. You might have a few more questions than me. For me, what I'm going to do though is I'm gonna start doing a fake accent.
And what is that? British? Please do a British
accent.
British
for sure.
What does it sound like?
Wait, it's got to be British. It's going to be nothing else.
Please do it. Let me hear it.
I'm still working on it. I can't let it out yet. But I feel like I'm going to be a lot more successful with an accent.
I want
so
a
if
French.
I show up with an accent one day, don't say nothing about it, Jessica.
I want a French accent. Yeah, of course. Listen, I'm okay. I'm okay with it.
When I come back for the third time, I'm going to have an accent.
Yes. Listen, I am totally fine with. I've wanted a French accent.
Okay, let's do it.
That's got to be so tough.
Why?
Because it has to be so tough. You're like, I want to knock on doors because I'm a producing agent, but it's like I don't want somebody to like shoot me or get scared.
I gotta bring somebody with me to like dilute. Well, I laugh now, but it's really it is what it is.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's one of those things that again, you seem as if that you have that confidence that you're creating your business to be what you want it to be, including your clients, including the people that you work with. So it's like, fuck it. Like, why do I need to? It's not like, why do I need you? But it's like, well, why do I need you if you're going to be like...
Yeah, and I got my own thing. I have a listing that's coming next month. It's going to be one of my biggest price point yet. I sent a Target letter, which is kind of the equivalent to door knocking. But that guy, he just happened to watch the show. He's like, oh my God. As soon as he opened the door, he's like, Brandon. I'm like, oh,
aww.
Hey, let's list your house. That doesn't happen every day, but I guess I do my own thing, and I'm not at the $27 million yet, but I'm climbing. So
Yeah.
I'm fine. As long as I'm getting something, I'm good.
Wait, so you knocked on someone's door and you got the listing?
I sent a Target letter.
Oh, you said, oh,
I
yes.
sent a Target letter. He called me. I showed up. He opened the door, and he instantly knew who I was.
Do you he invited you to your house?
To his house, yeah. He called me, and I said, I set the appointment, as the goal is to set the appointment.
Yep.
And I showed up to look around, and then we just hit it off.
Do you put Netflix on your Target letters? Mm-hmm. Got it.
I'm Brandon Graves with the agency, and Netflix is buying Beverly Hills.
That's cool. Did you?
You gotta like sweeten the pot.
No, I listen. I'm all about leveraging the fuck out of anything that you can. Too. Put on what?
Put it on your Target letters if you do some. Add that shit.
Put what?
Netflix,
buying Beverly Hills?
Netflix or something. Yeah.
Really?
People get excited about it. Yeah.
I'm not on the show till I'm on the show. Just kidding.
It doesn't matter. As long as they call you and you set the appointment, fucking bring me and we can share the listing. It doesn't matter. Like, whatever.
Got it. Was being on a television show something that you wanted to manifest?
No.
Oh, that's cool.
It was not on my vision board at all. I definitely wanted to be in media in some capacity. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I didn't, but I've never like auditioned for a show. I'm not an actor. I mean, I was a dancer before I did that, but I had no idea this was coming my way. No idea.
That's so cool.
Yeah. But when it came, I'm like, oh, yeah, let's do it.
Are there people on the show that want to be famous?
Are there people on the show that want to be famous?
Yes.
What's that mean?
Okay. Are there people on the show that they're pursuing fame?
I think everybody is to a degree. That's why we're on the show, right?
Or for business.
Yeah. For both. I mean, I think they go hand in hand.
I don't know. I don't think that they go hand in hand.
I feel like the goal is to boost your profile. When you do that, you become, I don't even say that word, famous. And then, it all works together from my point of view. Mm-hmm. It's all about boosting your profile, which is going to expand your network, et cetera.
I have a training business prior to being in real estate, and I've worked with celebrities, high profile people, producers, a whole line of people. And the people that are not the talent, I always ask them questions about stuff. This thing, that thing, this thing, this person, that person, this person. And they would tell me because I don't care. Yeah. Because I just don't care, you know? So they would tell me all these things. But some people were so like, when they would be casting, they would be like they'd be so good for the reality show because they're like, shit, they're really good. But that person during casting would be like, I want to be famous. Yeah. I want to be famous.
You don't want to say that.
So I think that
that's
like
weird.
There's an energy. Yeah. There's like this
thirstiness is not good.
Yeah.
Be hungry, never be thirsty. Ooh, that's a bar. Put that in the reel.
Be hungry, not thirsty.
Not thirsty.
I like that. I like that. I mean,
there's a difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, it's an energy.
Yeah.
It's like, and I feel like people can feel that.
Yeah, you can feel that, and you need to listen to that. 'Cause I got some, anyway, go ahead. I was going to
go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's okay.
But that's why, like, I collab with people. I think it's so important. And I'm sorry, I have to poke the bear. Right. I don't know. I just think that sometimes I don't have time for people's ego. Yeah. I don't have time. Yeah. I'm like, that's okay. Yeah. Like, I just don't. I don't know why. But that's why it's something that I can sort of sense to be like, okay, calm down. Like, sit down. Yeah. Like,
ego is a funny thing. Like, it's good and bad. Like, you need to, ego and confidence is a fine line between ego and confidence. But I found myself, so my ego had flex. I'm like, wait a minute, why isn't this, happening? Or why wasn't I invited? I'm like, wait a minute, why should you have been invited? Like, why are you so fucking special? I have to check myself. Like, yeah, you should be like happy for whatever you get. Like, calm down. But I think it's easy to go to that place, like, sometimes, and I think it's natural too.
Yeah, no,
but you have to be able to bring it back.
Yeah, but I think that also, I agree with you. I think it's also one of those things. It's like ego can be like a good thing, and it could be like ego can be, and this is sort of like stuff that I've just been like really reading about. Ego can be, I'm going to post this, but then I decide not to post it because I don't have the amount of likes, followers, producing
that's
agents,
ego.
money, X, Y, and Z. That's ego. That's ego and self-criticism.
Yeah.
Sorry, but I'm just going to break it down. Ego to be like, ego that's inflated, like, oh, I'm not going to give you my time because of whatever those things are reason. It's sort of like this back and forth. That's why I think that like confidence comes from like this genuine way of like connecting to someone.
Yeah.
And also being kind of what Kevin did with you, where it's just like he saw you as someone who wanted to have the business and success that he had, and he opened a door for you.
And what I had to do with my ego was put that to the side, because Kevin is 10 years younger than me.
Oh,
So
Kevin, you're so cute.
In my head, I could have been like, what's this young motherfucker like telling me what to do? Why am I assisting like somebody younger than me? But I put that to the side because I knew that this was going to change my life in some way.
Yeah.
So that's how you have to put your ego to the side sometimes in order to get where you need to be.
Yeah, I think that's like such a good thing to like think about, because people don't normally think about those things. They just think about like, what's in it for me?
I knew, because I was back home when I decided to work with Kevin, because it was during the pandemic and my lease was up here and I went home. I think I told this story before. And I was still with my family for about 3 months before he ended up hitting me up. But before I got back on the road to drive back to LA, I said, leave your ego here, because it's just not going to work. You need to like come here and get to work. This is like, something told me this was going to be big. I didn't know what was coming from it, but I knew that something was about to change in a big way.
I appreciate your humility and being humble.
Yeah.
Like,
because it could have been like, I could have like fucking still been at home in Arizona and fucking eating chicken wings and drinking margaritas. But I wanted to come back. Like I knew something was waiting for me when I got back, which is why I never brought my furniture. I think I told that before, that I left my furniture in storage here when I left.
Oh yeah.
Because something was keeping me here. I'm like, this is it. Like, this is it. So let's just see where this takes me.
I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
Could we talk about buying Beverly Hills season 2?
Let's talk about it.
Do you know that Ben doesn't follow me?
Did he follow you before?
No, he's never followed me.
Has he ever spoken to you before?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course he's spoken to me before. He knows who I am.
People have told me that he's never even spoken to me.
No. He's spoken to me before. No, he knows. I mean, we know who we are, but he doesn't follow me. Yeah. He doesn't follow me.
Yeah. Ben is an interesting person. I don't think he means to be like how he's perceived, but he's just kudos to him for being himself.
But
yeah.
People really like are literally on your side about this. Yeah. It's crazy.
You're talking about, okay.
I'm like, but yeah. But the reason why I brought it up is because he doesn't follow me. Yeah. And I'm all about collabing, and I know that he's all about collabing. That's why. But but what's really funny is that there's like this internet thing going on. Etiquette. Obviously, you know what it is, but people on the internet are like, Ben, you should be supporting him.
It's like, the thing is that we would engage in the DMs. Like if he posted about a property, like I'm not gonna, if I'm on Instagram, you're posting about a property, I'm gonna message you right here. I'm not gonna like go outside of this and send you a separate text message. So we would engage about work stuff in the DM. So when I went to go write him something about a listing that he had posted, because I had a buyer that matched, I didn't have the option. So I'm like, oh, what happened? You know? So it wasn't really about Instagram. And plus we had some other instances that kind of like, okay, I was like, okay, well, maybe like, who's this guy? So that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And that's when I kind of like went off. But it wasn't just about Instagram.
People have been asking me on the podcast page to stir this pot.
Oh yeah, well here it is. It's stirring. But we're fine now. We actually had a conversation that didn't end up making the edit in the show, but we actually came together. We had a conversation. I was able to find out more about where he was from, and we found out we had a lot more in common. So
Ben, we love you.
So it came full circle. Yes, Ben.
We love you.
Benjamin Ira. Remember his mom called? Yeah. Ben's a homie.
Yeah. No, but going back to collabs, he's very good at the collabs.
He's great, and he has a wealth of information. When I was going to this last listing appointment, he told me with how he opens conversations with the seller is simple question. Ready for this?
Yeah.
He said, "This is what you start the conversation with, and take it from there. What's important to you?" Isn't that great?
Yeah.
And that's going to allow you to to meet their expectations and meet them where they are. And they're telling you what's important to them. You take it from there.
I like that.
That was the best question. I'm like, I'm taking that every listing appointment.
But I love that.
What's important to you?
Yeah, no, I mean, sometimes I'll just like, watch what he does because I don't know, I'm all about like learning from people who have already done something and learn from
and
it.
do it well.
And do it well.
Yeah.
And eventually come on the podcast.
Yes.
And then I can like ask more questions. But the reason why I brought up I wanted to talk about buying Beverly Hills because I love this season. What I liked about this season, first of all, is I love outfits. And I love that everything was like, because I would text you. I would text you before some of the stuff that we were invited to.
Yeah.
And I would say, what's the theme?
What's the theme?
And
yeah,
you would tell
I remember
me.
that. Yeah.
I was like, what's the theme? I don't want to just show up.
I forgot you were there for like for all that stuff. Yeah, you were right there. I remember now.
For like the Joey's thing.
The
and I just,
stuff.
it was that was so cool. That's what I really loved, that they had like all this like theme for everything.
Yeah.
Was there something that during like the time that you were shooting that you were like, holy shit, like what the fuck is going on here?
There was a moment where we were getting ready to head to Aspen. Like I was headed to Aspen the next day, and the day before, the People article came out with Mauricio and Kyle. And we were headed to Aspen to stay in their home. So I'm like, oh my God, like what's happening? Like, what do we do? Like this, I'm getting ready to go into their home. I'm staying there for the weekend and we're filming, and she was there too. So I'm like, damn, like, I don't know. Do I bring it up? Do I not say anything? Do I just, I decided not to say anything, you know, cause it's like, it's personal business. And we don't talk about that stuff. And when people ask me about that, I'm like, well, do you talk to your boss about with his wife?
Yeah.
No, I don't ask him about that. They're like, does he talk to you about it? No. And I don't ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes it's just not people's business. They just want to make it their business.
Yeah.
But
even though it's public, I mean, these are private people, and this is their mom and dad. So no, we don't talk about that.
But did it affect anything that was going, like energetically? Did it affect anything during the weekend? Like, did you feel like?
Yeah. But you just keep it moving. We have a job to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that. I mean, I'm such a heartfelt person that I like my immediate thought is when I'm watching this was like, first of all, I like tears in my eyes. It's I don't know. It's just who I am. Yeah. I'm just like, I just feel like I feel for people. Like I feel for people, like everyone, you know, and when I was watching that, I was like, wow, I like feel for them. And to share it. To share some sort of part of it. Yeah, it's like brave because it's still like...
It's the job. You have to. Otherwise, you're not being authentic.
Yeah, I mean, I think that being authentic is also how you get through it, how you overcome it, how you choose to rise, how you choose to set an example to others and continue to be the type of character that you're attracted to. And I just think that's something that, I mean, I love being around that energy, and it's like such a, I don't know, we feel that in that space when we're like in the office. But during the season, I feel as if like you were in more of the stuff,
all of it.
And what I liked about it is because I know your personality and I know that you can be very sassy, and I like that. And I like that. And it was just like that meme, even with like watching the drama and like eating the popcorn.
Oh gosh, that's so funny.
But it was like, I like that they showed you in more things. Was it like a conversation that you had? Was it a conversation that you asked for it? What was it?
Well, so before I hope I can say this. I'm going to say it anyway. I'd get in trouble later. So before we shoot, we kind of tell them what goes on in our life before we start. Like we just tell them this is what's happening, you know, and then we take it from there. Because we give them our lives and then we shoot it. And they told me then that they wanted to see more of me. I said, well, here I am. Let's do it. And I could feel that it was going to be more just based off of how much I was shooting. Like my schedule, when we're shooting the show, I can't do anything else.
Yeah, I heard it takes up a lot of time.
It's so much fun, but it is a lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
I've heard that.
But it's so much fun. The crew is great. They make it very fun and easy, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I could definitely feel it while I was shooting. I'm like, okay, this is going to be more.
I like it. Yeah. I think it's fun. I had a client and she produced a lot of these shows, and I'm like, well, how do they like start drama? Like, how do they start this stuff? So she would say, you know, if so and so, I would call so and you know, one of the staff would call so and so, and we would ask how blah 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 was going on, and then we call another person and say, oh, how's blah 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 going on, and they would like sort of do like this soft manipulation to stir the pot, and then they would say, you know what, hold up, tomorrow when we shoot, we're going to ask you again. And then they'd like come back and you know.
I try to make the process for me as organic as possible. I kind of know what I'm gonna, not like, it's not premeditated, but I know what I'm thinking. And if I have a question for somebody and I haven't seen them since something happened, I'm gonna bring it up naturally.
Yeah.
And then we just take it from there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I think
I have my own questions. I don't like notes.
I think that goes back to your confidence, like the being like, okay, well, I'm just gonna bring this up.
I'm just gonna do it. They don't. Yeah. I just go. Sometimes I get like big eyes. It's like, yeah, let's.
Oh my God, I love that.
Chat, yeah.
I like that. I mean, there was so much like here and there, like buzz stuff that was like going on in the internet, like Melissa and Adam has a girlfriend, and it's like, where did this come from? Like, where did this come from? Because Adam is just so hot that everyone's like, let's just make him this thirsty man and just.
I don't know, child. I just show up and I do my job.
I know.
And I leave, and I try to do it well.
I've never done this on the show, and I'm going to do it today.
Okay.
We're going to do a Spitfire.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to name a character.
Okay.
And whatever it is that you have to say about them, about the show, your experience with it, or just some sort of sassy thing right off the bat.
Okay.
Mauricio.
I love Mauricio. We're still getting to know each other. Like, you know, he's the big dog, so it can be a little intimidating at times. And I feel like, you know, most of the guys that I'm talking about the show, most of the guys on the show, which pretty much how I met Mauricio, most of the guys, they've known him for a very long time. So me and him are still building a relationship. But he gave me some great business advice last week. He's great. He's the G. You know.
What I love about Mauricio is I feel like he sees a path and takes it, and then all of a sudden, just it wildfires.
Yeah, and
it's really cool.
He forges a path. He just creates things. He's like, let's do it. Like the stuff that he's doing with NAR. He's like, let's create our own area. Oh, I don't know if we're supposed to say that. Damn.
Yeah. No, it's already been out.
Okay, perfect.
Ben Ballack.
Oh, well, Ben Ballack knows a lot and a know-it-all.
It's all good.
Yeah. Zach's funny.
The best.
I didn't know Zach was so funny. Like we would like, I saw him like while we were filming, like I was there for the roast and all that. But like watching it back, I'm like, you are so funny. And and he's of course a kick-ass agent. I didn't know he was so funny.
Yeah. Zach, you're my favorite. Sorry, everyone.
Zach is the fan favorite this year.
Love him. Alexia.
After me. Anyway, Alexia, a doll, sweetie.
Angel.
Young queen, angel baby.
Farrah.
Confident still. Like Farrah. Mysterious queen.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
She doesn't. Spirit's not gonna give you a lot.
Yeah.
She'll give you a little bit, but she's just.
I like that.
You have to earn it.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like that. Like you don't give too much.
Yeah.
And just like kind of work with it. You have to like know.
Yeah.
Give people their like room and space.
Yeah. I like that too. I like a boundary.
Yeah. John Grauman.
John, very knowledgeable.
Adam.
Daddy. No, I love Adam. Adam is so cool and chill and down to earth.
Yeah.
He knows a lot too. But it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Sophia.
Love Sophia.
Aww.
Love Sophia. We are really connected with her when we were filming. She's a doll. She's so fun. They're all great. The girls are great.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Melissa,
that's my boo.
Aww.
I love Melissa Platt. She's been very welcoming from the start. I remember the day we met. Like literally filming a scene, like getting mic'd. That was the first time that I met her, and she just greeted me with the best hug.
Aww.
And she like welcomed me, and it made me feel a lot comfortable. Because I was like, what the hell's going on right now? Yeah, but we were all in it together. So for her to embrace me like that, I really appreciated it.
Yeah, I like when she just brings that like Texas.
Mm-hmm. And she's just spicy and fun. She's not afraid to go there. She's confident.
Yeah.
I love
team
Melissa.
Player.
Yeah, team player.
Yeah,
for sure. Team
I like
player.
that. I think you have to be.
You have to be.
I think that's cool.
Who wants to be on an island?
Yeah.
What are you,
No, I think it's
fucking
just
Castaway.
no. I think it's also like a team player is like, yeah, okay, cool, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
And you can slide a note in there as well. I'll do it, and that's a team player too. You have to have like, if you want a solution, you got to bring something to it.
I like that.
So you can. I'm a team player in that way too. I'm gonna do it, but
Oh my God,
let's slide a note in there. Since we're playing together, right, team?
I like that.
Yeah.
Listen, we're in a business. We're in a business of negotiation.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, let's do it together.
Here.
Let's make each other happy.
I like that. I like that. Tyler,
Queen.
oh,
Queen. Tyler, super confident. Unapologetic.
I like it.
Yeah. Boss.
Okay.
Love Tyler.
Last but
Happy
not
to have her.
least,
Yeah.
Sonica.
Contrary to popular belief, I love Sonica.
Love her.
I've known her for a very long time. She's super sweet. She's super smart. She's super talented. I love her. She did not get any commission. But we are friends and we are fine. Yeah.
People miss her.
Yeah.
People miss that she wasn't on the show.
She was there a little bit.
And then we have no idea what's going to come from here.
As far as what?
With like new seasons and all that other stuff.
We have not heard yet. We performed better than last year, but this is TV. You never know. Mm-hmm. I'm not in touch with people who make decisions. I find out whenever.
I forgot Joey.
Joey. Oh, how did you forget about Joey? Love Joey. Well, as you can see, I love everybody, but Joey is so easy.
Little daddy.
Yeah. He's so easy to like interact with because like he's so sharp, he's fast, he's funny. You know Joey, he's
sweet.
He's the best.
Super sweet.
He's
I'm so proud of him. Look at him.
He's killing it. Yeah.
Those youngins.
Mm-hmm. BZP. I need a hat.
Yeah. Oh my God. I think I remembered everyone. So you have a podcast.
Yes.
Tell me about your podcast.
So basically, Branded is my podcast. New episodes weekly. Check me out. And I really developed it out of a space to want to divulge more of myself with my audience. I feel like, of course, most of the people who come to know me now, they've watched the show, but that's a very limited aspect of who I am. So I talk about real estate, life, love, money, sex. We talk about everything. I talk about wins and losses and ways that I'm trying to, change my business and affect things. Me trying to be a better person. Like we talk about everything. We talk about hot topics. I have my friends on. It's very organic. It's very unserious, but serious at the same time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I just sometimes I just show up and just dump whatever I want to say. I'm like, this is my podcast. This is what I'm building today. Mm-hmm.
I think that's cool.
And here we go.
I like that.
And I don't, not that I don't care, but I don't allow myself to be free there.
I think that's cool. Yeah. Again, like just leaning into that confidence.
Yeah. Have you ever heard like Bethany's podcast?
Bethany Frankel?
Yeah.
No. I've watched her for the products.
Yeah, but her podcast is really good too. I like how she it's just like a rant sometimes.
I like it.
It's like
Christian is trying to make me rant, but
yeah, I love a rant. Just get on
today
here.
Today I may rant, actually. I need to rant about something.
Yeah. Those are the best.
I need to rant about something, and I'm going to preview it here. People who are saying, I had this conversation with somebody last week. Everybody now is saying, I'm triggered, but they need to go inward with that instead of projecting outward. Instead of projecting outward, I'm triggered, turn inward. That's it. I'm going to end on that note. Right. But when you came on, you told us a piece of advice, a suggestion would be leaning in. Where are you at now? Same suggestion. Do you have something new? I'm
still leaning.
I love it.
I'm still leaning. I'm learning. I am cultivating. I am mapping out my business and my future for what I want it to look like. And I think sometimes it's easy to look around and say, oh, this is what I should be doing. Everybody else is doing it. But no, that's not what I want for myself. I'm a multifaceted person, and I'm going to explore every avenue of what I want. And it all will work together because I'm working together.
I like that.
Mic drop.
Where could people find you? Plug yourself if they don't know who you are and they didn't see your first episode.
I'm Brandon Graves on all social media. My podcast, Basically Brandon, available every week, every Thursday.
Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you soon. You can follow me at Jessica J. Fury, at Jessica Fury Podcast. I'll talk to you soon.